আসসালামু আলাইকুম। দেশ এবং দেশের বাইরে যে যেখানে বসে আমাদের আজকে এই লাইভ দেখছেন, আপনাদের সবাইকে আমি নাজমুল খান 25 পরিবারের পক্ষ থেকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি। আশা করি আপনারা সবাই ভালো আছেন। So today we will run our live in English because we have very special guests and they are going to share about their experience, their journey, and how actually they help our migrant brothers. And we are going to learn many things from our panelists, and I'm sure all of you are very excited to hear from them as well. And today in the community collaboration that we are going to discuss, share about our experience, how is really a matter to our migrant brothers, and how they actually help and motivate, and there are many people actually get inspired from them, and they are actively helping to our society and the communities. So today I'm also very excited to have all those VIP panelists. Without further delay, let me bring them in the studio and get to hear from them. I'm sure all of you are very excited. So audience, please stay tuned and actually share our live session so that your friends and even family member actually can join us as well. So let me bring all the VIP guest panelists in the studio. So yes, we have Ali. We have say hi to Ali. We have Anthea. We have Nicole. We have Sakib, and we also have Yan. So let's give warm welcome to all of our panelists today for joining us for this session. And I'm sure that all of you are very excited as well. You see very well-known faces today, and you have been maybe talking to them in many seminars, and workshops, and even roadshow. And I also know them quite well. And but today, I'm going to learn, as like all of our audience, and we are going to actually hear more from their experience today. So let me just welcome again all of you, and thank you so much for joining us and sharing your time and with the 24 Asia. So first, I would like to request Anthea, if you can give a quick introduction to our audience. Over to you.
Thank you, Nasmol. Good evening, everyone. Hello. I can't see you. I wish I can, but very happy to have you tune in to 24-hour Asia. I'm delighted to be here with you. My name is Anthea Ong, and today I'm wearing the hat of Welcome in My Backyard, together with my teammates Nicole and Ellie. I also formerly was in the Parliament of Singapore as a member of Parliament. And so I'm really excited to be here to talk to all of you. I hope that you will ask us questions and also share a bit about yourself. And really grateful for Nasmul and Yen inviting me to be on this panel. So look forward to a wonderful and meaningful conversation with all of you.
Thank you so much, Anthea, and really appreciate your time for joining us. Now, I'd like to request Nicole. Nicole, if you can give actually a quick introduction to our audience. Over to you, Nicole.
Thank you, Nazmul. And yeah, I'm so grateful for you to invite Wimby on today to talk about our initiative. So my name is Nicole, and I'm the current lead of Welcome in My Backyard. And I'm here with my teammates Anthea and Ellie to talk a bit more about Wimby today. And so I'm really excited. Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nicole, for joining us. And I'm sure lots of audience actually watching us, and they are equally excited to see you here. So now I would like to request Ellie. Ellie, if you can give a quick introduction to our audience. Ellie, over to you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Nazmo. My name's Ellie, and I help to lead the social media team for Wimby. And so basically, yeah, I really look forward to having a really exciting discussion about volunteering in the migrant worker scene in Singapore today, this evening. And yeah, please don't hesitate if you have any questions for us. Anthea and I are will be really willing to share about our experiences, whether you're a migrant worker listening in or you're in Singapore. Yeah, looking forward.
Thank you so much, Ellie. Now I'd like to request Sakib, if you can give actually a short introduction to our audience. Over to Sakib.
Thank you, Naz. Hi, everyone. My name is Omar Sakib, I'm from Bangladesh. I've been working in Singapore more than a decade, and I'm a safety coordinator by profession. Besides, I love to do volunteering job, and I'm a volunteer of Singapore Red Cross and also volunteer of 24 Asia. And today is very special program tonight, and I wanted to learn more about how to do volunteering and how to do a collaboration with local people, with migrant people. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sakib. So now I would like to request Ian. Ian, if you can give a quick introduction to our audience. Over to Ian.
Thanks, Nas. Hi, this is Ian Iqbal. I have been living in Singapore almost 6 years. I'm working in marine and shipyard sector as a marine welder. Beside my work, actually, I love to do a volunteering job. I'm a volunteer of 24 Asia, and this is a very special show. We all appreciate and thanks to our all panelists. Looking forward to do more community collaboration show, and we will learn from Umbi's work and initiative from this show. Thanks, Nas.
Thank you so much, Ian, for sharing your quick intro. I can see lots of audience actually watching us. 100 over audience actually watching us live. I will just quickly go couple of this audience. Yes, I can see Rubal Ahmed from Singapore, Shaida Islam, Omid Hassan, Azhar Islam Pervez, Imam Hossein, Farooq Hussain watching from Bangladesh, Nouri Janat from Italy, Geneva. Thank you so much, Nouri Janat, for joining from Italy. I can see Aliud Jaman Pai watching us from Singapore. Thank you so much. Imam Hossein, Parvez, Tashrif Ahmed. Thank you, Tas, for joining us. I can see many other audience also watching us and commenting it. Rakibullah Bhuyan. We have Rashid Muhammad. Thank you, Rashid. Rubal Ahmed. Rubal Ahmed put a comments. Thank you so much, Madam Anthea Ong, Nicole, and Ali for joining us our live. Yes, thank you, Rubal. Absolutely. We are very excited, to have such VIP panelists here today as well. We can see some of the, our members and our audience also joined from Middle East. Arif from Saudi Arabia and Shahid from Lebanon actually watching us. Yeah, audience, for those watching outside the Singapore, we love to hear from you. We would like to know which city and which country you join from, as well as if you have any question to our panelists, in regards to the community collaboration, please feel free to put up a question, and definitely I will pick from there and raise it to our panelists. So now I would like to go to our first and most important, our panelist, Anthea. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we're really excited to having you in our show. So first, I would like to actually know more about WIMBY that you started, and we wanted to hear how WIMBY does. So if you can share more about the WIMBY and how actually you got plan to create such a wonderful platform for our migrant brothers. Over to Anthea.
Thank you, Nasmo. So WIMBY, WIMBY, actually stands for Welcome in My Backyard. And we started this this volunteer-led community initiative last April. And what really inspired us to start this was at the onset of the COVID-19 outbreak in the dormitories here in Singapore, which then prompted the Singapore government to start to separate our migrant brothers who were unfortunately infected with COVID-19 with the healthy brothers. And the healthy brothers were then rehoused and moved into the different residential communities in Singapore. And into old buildings that were converted into temporary facilities to rehouse these brothers. And I think these healthy brothers, who most of them were also performing essential services at that time, so many of them were still going to work. And I think what really concerned us, especially me, and then I was actually still debating in Parliament to try to pass 4 different budgets in Singapore last year to the tune of $100 billion to try to try to actually address the COVID-19 pandemic. But at the time, one of my biggest concerns was when the Healthy Brothers would move into the residential communities, how would the local residents respond to this, increasing number of migrant brothers coming into the neighborhood? And I would like to share, I don't know whether that's the same in other countries, but in Singapore, we have this term called not in my backyard, right? NIMBY. And not in my backyard really means that, I don't want you to be near me. And the idea behind that was that, we want to keep the community to ourselves. And this is not only about migrant brothers. In fact, some years ago, there was a lot of issues when a senior activity center, or was it a senior nursing home? So this was a nursing home for elderly that was going to come to a residential estate. And the residents of that estate had the NIMBY, not in my backyard sentiments, which created a lot of problems for both the government and the center. And I don't think the center actually finally got set up in that residential estate. So I guess the long story short is that we were concerned that the local residents would feel the same way about our migrant brothers coming into the residential estate. And we wanted to start Welcome in My Backyard as a way of counteracting, as a way of negating and pushing back the not in my backyard sentiments. And so Welcome in My Backyard is really very focused on bringing the local residents and our migrant brothers who are actually living in the same community together, right? And we hope that we do that by inspiring conversations between the local residents as well as migrant brothers. We hope that local residents also come forward to volunteer with some of our activities. I'll let Nicole and Ellie share more about what we do, but that's really how we started. I initiated the idea, but very, very quickly when I shared the idea, many of us, and Nicole was clearly one of the first ones who also came forward to found this group. And the idea is to make sure that we work with the local residents to not be worried about our migrant brothers coming into their residential estate. And so that's why we started WIMBY, Welcome in My Backyard. I hope that was clear, but happy to answer questions.
Thank you so much. If you allow me, Anthea, I would like to translate some of the thing in Bengali for audience.
Please,
so we have
thank
lots
you.
of Bengali audience. দর্শক যারা দেখছেন, অ্যান্থিয়া অনেক সুন্দর করে জিনিসটা বুঝিয়ে দিল যে তারা চাচ্ছে যে সবাইকে কানেক্ট করতে, ঠিক আছে, এবং আমরা একে অপরের সাথে মানে গুরুত্বপূর্ণ মানে জড়িত। আমরা সেটা হয়তো আমরা ডিফারেন্ট টাইপের কাজ করি, আমরা ডিফারেন্ট টাইপের, বাট একটা ফ্যামিলি বন্ডিং কিভাবে ক্রিয়েট করা যায় সবার সাথে, বিকজ আমরা আমাদের লাইফের অনেক বড় একটা সময়, বিশেষ করে মাইগ্রেন্ট ভাইরা যারা সিঙ্গাপুরে থাকে তারা স্পেন্ড করে, এবং সেটাকে সহজভাবে আমাদের এখানকার লোকাল কালচারের সাথে কানেক্ট করতে তারা এই ইনিশিয়েটিভ নিছে। এবং তারা এই আইডিয়াটা যখন অ্যান্থিয়া শেয়ার করলো পুরো টিমের মধ্যে, টিমের সবাই এটাকে সাপোর্ট দিয়েছে, এবং পাশাপাশি অনেক সিঙ্গাপুরিয়ান তারা স্টেপ আপ করছে যে তারাও এই প্ল্যাটফর্মে কানেক্ট করতে যাচ্ছে এবং তারাও এই ইনিশিয়েটিভ এগিয়ে আসতে চাচ্ছে। সো এর ধারাবাহিকতায় অনেক সিঙ্গাপুরিয়ান মাইগ্রেন্ট ভাই এবং অনেক কি বলবো যে ফরেনারও এই প্ল্যাটফর্মের সাথে কাজ করছে এবং সাপোর্ট দিচ্ছে, বিকজ দে অল বিলিভ দ্যাট উই লিভ ইন দ্য সোসাইটি ইন সিঙ্গাপুর where we believe that this is a multicultural harmonious society, and we all feel that we are living in Singapore as within an extended family. Okay, so thank you so much, Anthea. That's really a wonderful meaning, and I can see that lots of audience, they are watching us, close to 200 audience, they are watching us. I will be going back to pick up some of the audience comments because they're really enjoying it and they are very excited to see. We have Riaz Molla Bhai, Saiful Islam, Amit, Rakib Hassan, they all joined from Singapore. Thank you so much for joining it. Shahida Islam, Rakibullah Bhuyan, Rakib Hassan, Azhar Islam Pervez. We have lots of audience keep commenting it. I may not be able to pick all, but definitely I will pick some of the comments. Yeah, Rubel Ahmed, thank you so much, Singapore government and all of you for supporting our migrant brothers. That's commented from Rubal. Thank you so much, Rubal. Shahid Islam, thank you so much for all of you. And thank you, 24 Asia, for organizing such a wonderful show. Rakibullah Bhuya, we love Singapore so much. Yes, we definitely do. Yeah. Lots of, Jahir Hayan, hi, good evening all, and thank you. Good to see you all. Rakib Hassan, thank you so much. 24 Asia for organizing such a lovely show. Saiful Islam Pradhan, we love Singapore, and Orchi Monir Nam. Okay, Archie, thank you, Antina ma'am, and joining us and sharing the beautiful idea, and who is become a great platform, to connecting people like us. Thank you so much. I can see lots of audience actually. They joined from Italy, from the US, and Malaysia as well. Joel Rana joined from Malaysia. Thank you, Joel, for joining it. And I can see many other audience also joined from Bangladesh, Singapore, as well as from some of the Europe countries and the Middle East as well. Yeah, thank you so much. If you have any question, please feel free to drop by. I'll pick that, and definitely, we'll raise it to our panelists to hear from them as well. So before that, I wanted to again thank you to Anthea for all those support. And on behalf of our migrant brothers, we also have something to tell. Okay, so something to tell is basically during the lockdown period, during the COVID, circuit breaker, all of our migrant brother was in lockdown in the in the dormitory. And during that time, they can't go out, they can't do groceries, they can't do anything. And what Singaporean, all residents has done, it actually, they went back to the dormitory to help. And they have provided the free meal, they have provided the free Wi-Fi, 3G or 4G SIM card. They have actually provided even for the mask, hand sanitizer, and all the household items. And that was a great effort that all local residents has done. And on behalf of all migrant brothers, we have made a small video. And with your permission, I would like to flash the video. Let's start. দর্শক যারা দেখছেন, আপনারা সবাই জানেন যে সিঙ্গাপুরের গভর্নমেন্ট, এনজিও, এজেন্সি সবাই আমাদেরকে প্রচুর হেল্প করেছে এই প্যান্ডেমিক সময়ে, এবং তাদের এই হেল্প অ্যাপ্রিশিয়েট করতে আমরা একটা ছোট ভিডিও তৈরি করেছি। লেট মি জাস্ট রান দ্য ভিডিও।
I thank you for all your hard work for Singapore and Singaporeans. I hope that 2021 will be a better year for all of us. Let us emerge stronger. Let us stay safe, stay strong, and stay united. Once again, thank you so much for all your hard work for all of us.
You have been so gracious with us, even though you suffered much throughout COVID-19, especially with the restriction of movement and all the anxiety that you had to bear about your health and your family back home. We love you.
Thank you, migrant brothers, for keeping to the rules and guidelines during COVID. Thank you also for being mentally strong and supporting your loved ones back home. We believe that 2021 will be a much better year. Stay safe and healthy.
Thank you so much to all our migrant friends for your strength, your patience, your resilience throughout this very difficult period of time. We appreciate you and everything that you've done for Singapore.
It has been a tough 2020 last year with the COVID-19 pandemic, but we will all work together and come through this bigger, better, and stronger. All the best.
Thank you all for being here for us in Singapore and for teaching us what it means to be resilient and hopeful. We are so thankful for our friendship with you, and we love you very much.
My dear brothers, I want to thank you for your resilience and for your strength, for enduring this difficult period, and for especially working along with all NGOs and also the government. And we thank you for coming out victorious.
While we go back to work safely, we still face safety constraints to go out, so please remember to take care of yourself, not only our body, but our minds and our hearts. Thank you so much for your hard work, resilience, and inspiration, my friends.
We will always be here for you, and we will continue to go through this together with you.
We are very lucky to be in Singapore. I think we have to do our part by not let our guard down and continue to follow the guidelines to keep ourselves safe and others. Hats off to Singapore. Thank you.
We hope that you know that we all care for you.
Thank you for making my stay home during the lockdown a wonderful one.
Thank you, MOH, for the free medical treatment.
Thank you for free Wi-Fi.
Thanks for the delicious food.
Thank you for being our voice.
Thank you for providing free medicine.
Thanks for treating us like Singaporeans.
Thank you, Singapore, for providing my salary during this pandemic.
Thank you, Singapore, for encouraging us.
Thank you, Singapore, for 24 hours ambulance service.
Thanks, dear doctors and nurses, for waking up at night for me.
Thank you, sama-sama. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you, Health Sir.
Thanks for the Christmas gift.
Thank you, Singapore, and terima kasih for the sanitizers that you have provided us. Thank you.
Thank you for thinking about us.
Thank you for the mask.
Thank you for connecting us.
Thank you for visiting our dorm.
Thanks for praying math.
Thank you, CMNC, for helping our migrant in Singapore.
Thank you, TWC2.
Thank you, AGWO.
Thank you, MWC, for entertaining us through virtually.
Thank you, MOH.
Thank you, MOM.
2020 was the very toughest year due to COVID-19. But Singapore government, agency, NGO and all the organization has done outstanding job to keep us safe and secure. Thank you so much for all the hard work.
I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone in the migrant community for helping us build our country. Times are tough and we still have a long way to go, but I'm hopeful that together we can build a better Singapore. I'd like to wish everyone, including those in the migrant community, a happy Chinese New Year.
As we give thanks for all that we have, let's not forget that we must also strive towards becoming a more caring, just, and welcoming community.
The COVID-19 period has shown us that when we come together, we can support each other in so many ways. With your help, we can do even more. Join us as we build bridges between Singaporeans and our migrant friends. For more information, visit www.wimby.sg.
Thank you so much, for, first of all, I would like to thanks to Nicole, Ian Iqbal, and the Wimby and 24 whole team who actually has done significant effort actually to make this video. I mean, without all of your effort, this wasn't really a successful project. And I would like to really thanks to Nicole from the Wimby as well as Ian from 24 Asia for helping us and collaborating and actually making this the video and appreciation actually to be successful. So I can see lots of audience are watching us. So I'll be going back to again the audience. Before that, I would like to go to Nicole. Nicole, if you can actually share, how can actually we work together to connect more Singaporean to support our migrant community? Over to Nicole.
Thank you, Nazmo, and I hope everybody really enjoyed the video. I think we put a lot of effort into it, and we really hope that it shows our appreciation and respect for each other, especially Wimby to 24 Asia for working so hard together to put this together. And I think that, in essence, is my answer. I think to work more together, we have to keep collaborating. So we need to keep having these collaborations between Singaporeans and our migrant brothers to ensure that everything that we're doing is beneficial to both communities, to make sure that everybody's ideas are heard and we're representing both groups well. And I think just from our interactions, we've made really good friends. And I really hope that if we continue to have these collaborations, it will also allow other Singaporeans and other migrant brothers to build these wonderful friendships that I've been able to make with the 24 Asia team, as well as with the many others that we've been able to work with, like Tass, who works with 24 Asia, and Sama as well. And also, if we could collaborate more, we could also do wonderful things. Like, I know there's the Migrant Community Museum that's happening right now that was put together by migrant brothers and some of our domestic worker sisters. And I think that's really, really wonderful and a very great way for us to allow our migrant friends' voices to be heard and for Singaporeans to support and encourage that and just build on that friendship and that respect and care we have for each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. That's really, very appreciative, and thank you so much for helping us for the, video, the collaboration work that we have done. I can see that many of the audience actually watching us, and some of them are, putting some question, and I can see some of the new audience also join. We have Abu Said from Portugal. Thank you so much, Abu Said, for joining us from Portugal. We have Johir Rahan Bhai, we have Pervez, Riaz, Shahida, we have Nurul, or join us actually. Arshi joined from Bangladesh. Thank you so much, Arshi, for joining us as well. I can see many of audience. Shanu Rekha also join us. I'm very happy. Let me just read her comments. I'm very happy, Shamu, Singapore as well. Very happy to see you all and all the initiative that have done, by the government, volunteers, and supported by all the migrant brothers through this pandemic. Yes, we really, thanks to you as well as all the Singaporeans who have done great effort, to support us during this pandemic itself. So I can see many other audience also comment. দর্শক যারা দেখছেন আমাদের এই লাইভ শো, কাইন্ডলি আপনার যদি কোনো প্রশ্ন থেকে থাকে কমিউনিটি কোলাবোরেশন নিয়ে, আপনি প্রশ্নটি করতে পারেন। আমরা চেষ্টা করব সেই প্রশ্নটি আমাদের প্যানেলিস্টদের কাছে রেজ করতে। পাশাপাশি আপনি কোন দেশ এবং কোন শহর থেকে যুক্ত হয়েছেন আমাদেরকে জানাবেন। So next, I would like to go to Ali. Ali, if you can share about WIMBY recent initiatives and how WIMBY team helping and connecting people, especially building the bonding between Singaporean and migrant brothers. Over to Ali.
Thanks Nazmo. I'm very happy to share that actually even though WIMBY started in April last year, so actually this live talk show is coming at a very good time for us because we are having our first year anniversary next month. But yeah, so WIMBY is a relatively young organization campaign, as you can see, but we have organized many different types of activities that involve interaction between Singaporeans and migrant worker brothers. Well, unfortunately, we are living in a time of pandemic, but it hasn't stopped us from organizing events to reach out to migrant worker brothers, such as in May last year, we had a karaoke session where we had about maybe 30 people where Singaporeans and migrant workers came together. We just sang different songs in different languages, and it was such a nice time, and everyone seemed to enjoy that. So that was one particularly memorable event for WIMBY and also our migrant worker friends. And another recent initiative that was very successful was organized in November. So we had the initiative is called Backyard Makan, and basically because of the pandemic situation, Singaporeans and migrant workers couldn't really interact with each other. So we tried to organize a pay it forward initiative where the Singaporeans can come forward to sponsor a bake for our migrant worker brothers. And that was very successful because we've raised about more than 500 different bakes from different bakeries. And another successful initiative was actually our very first in-person event back in November, where we brought some of our migrant worker brothers, about 15 of them, to the nature park. And then we a couple of volunteers and also local residents from who live close to the nature park they played some games together, such as frisbee, and also took a walk in the park. And it was really well received by both the local communities and especially the migrant workers, because I'm not sure if you know about the pandemic situation in Singapore. Migrant workers, they are not allowed yet to roam freely outside. So that was actually their first time going out of their dormitories in a very, very long time. Some of them almost a year. And that really meant a lot to them and also the Singaporean community as well, because that is something that just shows that if we have the resolution to push through to organize events such as this during the time of pandemic, it will happen. It's just how hard we try. And yeah, so all these events that WIMBY has organized have been really successful, and we do look forward to organizing more of such events in the future.
Thank you so much, Ellie. That was very, I'm very excited, to hear that. I missed that karaoke session. Definitely, I'm going to join the next karaoke session.
You have to join the next one, yeah.
To all the audience who are watching us, live, so please, feel free to comment as much as you do. If you wanted to hear some song, from Ellie, you really need to tell what do you really love about from our migrant brothers. If you have a good memory, please feel free to write. And if you have ever joined any of the WIMBY initiative in the past, please feel free to comment as well. And if you wanted to join WIMBY as a volunteer or any of the upcoming initiative, feel free to comment. We'll definitely pass to Nicole and the whole team here. So let me go over to the next panelist that we have. So first, I would like to go to Ian. Ian, I know that actually you are also working for WIMBY as well as a interpreter, translator. If you can share a bit, your experience, how you are working together with WIMBY, as a translator and helping our migrant brothers. Over to Ian.
Yeah, thanks, Nas. Actually I say it's a great opportunity for me to work with WIMBY as a translator. So when I first came into Singapore, actually I don't really don't have a good chance or relation to talk with Singaporeans. I think we only came and work here, and Singaporeans actually don't know about us. So actually, when I joined WIMBY and got something to do for them, I realized that hundreds of messages Singaporeans to sending to us. Actually, we work here. We work here. They know about us. They feel about us, and they actually appreciated our work. Sometimes before I translate their wish note, I thought Singaporeans don't know about us, that what we do here, what we work here. But when I translated their wish note, I see lots of messages during this city period. They sent to us that it's all appreciation messages. Like they appreciated our work, they recognized us. They thanks for we build their countries, their luxurious house, keep Singapore road clean, safe, and they all things they know about us, that we work, kind of things. So actually, it feels good that Singaporeans know about us and they recognize us. They value our work, they appreciate our work, and it means a lot to me. Thanks, now.
Thank you so much, Ian. I'm sorry, দর্শক যারা শুনছিলেন সাউন্ড একটু ইকো হচ্ছে because of the due to internet bandwidth. I hope you will understand for technical difficulties. But what actually Ian really shared, that's really fact and true. Because I have also seen that actually many Singaporean, they actually step up. They wanted to help, and they wanted to know, how to reach out to migrant brothers, whether they are allowed to visit dorms, so that even some of them actually cook food. And they wanted to bring the food during the Pasa, the fasting month, and they many of them actually that actually call us, and they wanted to actually know if I can actually help them, or if 24/7 team can help them to deliver that. And we have done that actually during the last year. as well as many of our Bangladeshi also step up to help from our Bangladeshi society, Singapore Bangladesh society, and some other society. And not only the society, there are many Bangladeshi like Kabir Hussain by help a lot during this fasting month, Ramadan month. As Bangladeshi, especially during the Ramadan or fasting month, we have certain test food that we like to breaking the fast, and those are really missing food during the lockdown period because we can't really go out. And at the point of time, many of us Singaporean Bangladeshi step up to help. And definitely thank you so much, Wimby, for having that kind of platform. Not only just platform, creating the awareness, which is very important, because creating the platform plus believing people that yes, we can make the difference, we can make the change. And that kind of feeling to create a bonding, that's really a very meaningful for all of our migrant brothers. And not just for Bangladeshi, there are many other migrant brothers from China, Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam. They have also seen and had got same support as well from all of you. Thank you so much. So let me go ask to Sakib. Sakib, I know that you have also worked the many volunteers organization as well, and as a migrant brothers, can you tell us what thing do you really like from the local communities, such like Wimby or other local organization? Over to Sakib.
Thank you, Nazmul Khan. First of all, I would like to thank you, Wimby family here tonight. Thank you very much for your vulnerable time to us. And thank you, Ian, for helping all our migrant brothers being a part of a translator, which is very important because when we first came in Singapore, we have a communication barriers. So through Ian, he helped us to understand the meaningful things. Thank you. Actually, I'm very tiny part of this community. I'm joining very earlier, just few months before, so I don't have much experience about that. So I wanted to learn from you. I want to know from you. So what I understand myself, Singapore doing a lot of things for migrant brothers. Thank you, Singapore. Thank you, all the NGOs and NGOs like you, Wimby, who are stepping forward to us and hear from us our problems and trying to solve it. And this is really mean to us. And I would like to ask, I would like to raise some things like to Miss Madam Anthea. So maybe she can help us through Wimby. Like, if you guys are all Singaporeans, my request to all Singaporeans, when you are out, you can see some migrant brothers are around you. You guys can say to hi to us, hello to us, and you can ask us approaching like how are you and all this. That small things can feels really happy to us, and we feel like we have a family around us. So these are very small things, but really meaningful for us. So we feel because we are very far away from our home country. So if any Singapore locals approaching us this way, we really feel our families around. And the thing is that I want to highlight, I want to raise, as a migrants, we really feel our family much, right? And if there is a possible way for migrant brothers bring their family over Singapore, because our migrant brothers are really have a 1 year one time, or maybe 2 year or 3 year one time they visit their home, and very short period. And if there is a possibility that migrant brothers can sponsor their own family, like wife and mothers, fathers, bring over Singapore for a month, so it will be very helpful for migrant brothers. So this is what I wanted to say. And I have done a few skills certificate during required my job related, and I have done a civil engineering diploma. So I would like to go forward to learn something more, to achieve more. But as a Singaporeans, they have a government have provided some skill future plan for them, and we migrants really wanted to have some skill future plan related, something that we can study more and we can upgrade our skill upgrade and can have some career upgrade so far. This is what I just wish that Singaporeans like you, like WIMBY team, like NGOs can raise up all these things for us and we can have our opportunity, you know. And of course, we miss our family during our festival period, you know. And whenever Singaporeans like if they inviting us during all these festival times, like, you know, we really can be happy, you know. So this is really very great things can be happen for migrant brothers. And more now we have a COVID situation, but after this COVID we can have more physical interaction with the local people, so we can understand more better what we are understanding by through virtually. So it will be more helpful when we have a physical interaction so far. And lastly, I just wanted to say that Singapore is a multicultural, multi-harmony country, right? So it will happen only when all NGOs and local communities are approaching to us and change their approaching and perceptions to us, you know. Then only it can be happen beautiful Singapore. We can build more beautiful Singapore with migrant and local communities. Thank you so much, Nas, and thank you very much for this opportunity, giving me this chance to talk with you, to share all these things. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ian. Ian, actually, Sakib has raised a couple of this point. I'm not sure that I can remember all, so it's an exam for me. But definitely, I will try to pick some of this point and pass over to Auntie and rest. But before that, I wanted to actually pick the first point, which more about the approach. And he said that if we can go over and say hello, migrant brother, they feel really empowered. They feel really connected. Yeah. I also feel the same way, but I just wanted to give the tradition difference because in Bangladesh, most of us, especially who are working in Singapore, they came actually from the kampung area, rural area, village area. Singapore is very modern and dynamic, advanced country. I give you a very simple example. In our culture, we have a boat, even crossing the river, or we have a small the transport. What do we call it? Tuk-tuk, that kind of, when we go and travel them, together, we see that many of the stranger, right? We usually talk to them. Hello, brother, what do you name? So we love to talk to stranger, and that is where the culture will grow. What we call it, kampung values. Okay, but Singapore is more advanced. If you go to the MRT every day, you will see people are watching smartphone, and I also do that. In fact, I also get used to do that when I'm inside the MRT and I have left, somebody sit and left and somebody said and right. I don't really talk, someone. I read the WhatsApp, I read the email, so Facebook. So we are such a modern city, and maybe we forgot our kampung values. So I would like to pass over to Antia, if you can actually add and start from here.
Yeah, that was quite a funny way you put it, Nas. Thank you, Sakib. I really appreciate your sharing. Very heartfelt. I agree with so many points that you have raised, and I think they're very important points that we must try to do something about. Both as a Singaporean society, but also hopefully even with WIMBY, that with WIMBY we can actually work with you to try to see how some of this we can make it happen, and bring the other NGOs to also support us, and bring the government to support some of your suggestions as well. Nas, I agree with you. I think it is coming to a point in our lives and the time of the world where the handphone is all, the phone is all we pay attention to, right? That we forget that there are actually all these beautiful human beings around us. Personally, I enjoy, actually saying hello. Even if you feel uncomfortable saying hello, give a smile, right? So if you feel that it's a bit strange to say hello to a stranger, I think we can still smile. And And I try to do this, whether it's within my estate when I go out, and definitely when I go to the beach, which is near my place, I actually would stop and greet the migrant brothers who are so, who are so hardworking and cleaning the beach, that we'll stop and say hello, ask how they're doing, whether they're hot, whether they want water. And I think, okay, maybe at the beach it's not like the MRT lah, right? So MRT, you're like, okay, no one is talking, everything is crowded. So at the beach, maybe everyone is a bit chill, a bit slowed down. So I would say that wherever we have the opportunity, I definitely agree with Sakib. And Sakib is actually not just migrant workers, migrant brothers, definitely, migrant brothers, and actually our migrant sisters as well, right? Our foreign domestic workers. We should be saying hello, but actually also to each other. We're that to each other. So there's such a need to change this, as a society. So thank you so much, Sakib, for raising this. I think it's so simple. It's such a simple thing to do that every single one can do. We don't even have to think about major ideas or big solutions, right? So thank you for reminding us to do this, and I definitely encourage everyone to do this, and also encourage our young kids to do that, so that then when they grow up, they don't think that they need to just look down at their phone like Nazmul does in the train.
Thank you.
Thank
Actually,
you.
I want to add something, Nas.
Sure.
What Nas saying that while we are traveling by MRT, right? We purposely we watching phone. Nothing is there. We just scroll because we are trying to hide our focus from others, because nobody is looking around here. So I'm also keeping busy myself. This is the thing. And another thing is like we are very fair to talk first to Singaporeans, say hi, because we are very kind of shy, and we are not used to by saying this. So that's why we have some lackings communication by that. Thank you.
Yeah. Don't be, but I must say, Sakib, that I think Singaporeans are actually also really shy. On top of that, it's not just shy, it's also a bit cultural. Nas I'm old enough, maybe not Nicole and Ellie, I'm old enough to remember the kampong values, Nasmo. Singapore was never always like this. We're only 55 years old. Well, we'll be 56 years old in August. I'm 53 this year. So I remember some years when I was younger where we still have cows, walking by. And Nasmo, is so true. Those were the days where you speak to anyone and everyone, right? Because there's so much of that sense of safety, so much of the sense of solidarity. And that's what the word kampong is. For those of you who are not from Singapore, kampong means village, right? And I think in the village, there's always such a sense of family. And that family is not just your immediate family. Family is a very extended concept, right? Extends to so many people, even including people you don't know, you see them as family. I think it's a very important value, though. I love how Nasmul calls it the kampong values. I think it's important to bring back the kampong values, because there's no reason why we shouldn't. We see each other. I mean, Singapore is very small. We see each other a lot, because we don't have a lot of space. So I definitely love this suggestion. Yeah, let's start with just a hello. If hello is a bit difficult, then start with a smile.
Yeah.
Slowly, right? Start with smile, start with a hello, then go into, good morning, how are you doing? And then we can progress from there. But let's all start with ourselves, right? And then we move from there. But thank you for that, Sakib. I really like that.
Fully agree with Madam Anthea. Actually, I really appreciate what you said. But I also wanted to tell Sakib that what you share, maybe it was 3 years, 2 years, 5 years ago. Even if you see last 1 year, things have changed a lot. Okay, especially during the COVID. It's not the Singaporean just say hello. Singaporean walk over to dormitory to say hello. Okay. So that's really beyond expectation, and definitely things has improved a lot. And what we have learned during this COVID pandemic, and definitely we are going to apply more. And this is where, and I also wanted to say that many initiative that WIMBY has taken, those are actually reflection of what you say they have already started, many months or a year ago, and it will be continue. And I'm sure WIMBY is inspiring many others to step up and do such a wonderful initiative as well. Yeah. Thank you. And for the, I think, last point about the skill future, I'm sure that we will be raising that to the agency, and that's something maybe they will consider in future. But definitely, government has many things to cover, and they will do it based on the priorities. For now, the first priority is keep everyone safe and secure. Definitely, I believe that those are the things government will considering in future as well. Yeah. And thank you, Sakib, for adding that as well. So now I would like to go back to the audience, because lots of audience are watching us. I think we have been discussing many of the items, so I need to pick some of the comments and question from them. I can see many of the audience is watching us. Aliujaman Bhai, Masud Rana, I can see Mohammed Hizbul Alam. Thank you so much for joining. Rakibullah Bhuyan, Robel Ahmed, Shahida Islam. Many of them actually have put up some question as well. Let me just pick one of the question from the audience from them. So I think one of the audience just now asked the question that, let me just pick. Okay, so one of the question was raised by Shahida Islam, that what is the key takeaway from the pandemic? So what was the lesson learned, that we have gained from this pandemic? Over to maybe Madam Anthea, if you can share.
Sure. I'll just say a little bit, and then I would love to hear from Ellie and Nicole, but even also from Sakib. I think, Nazmul, I think what you just said is so true before you went to the audience. There's been such a change. There's been such a shift in the last year, right? COVID has been difficult, has been challenging for all of us. And I can imagine, especially for our migrant brothers and even for our migrant sisters, but definitely for our migrant brothers whose movements are still restricted. And I feel for that. I'm very grateful for your resilience and for you keeping us safe, but also keeping yourself safe in that. But I can imagine it's challenging. So there has been a lot of challenges. But I mean, the good thing is, as what Nazmul said, it's actually really raise the visibility of the migrant worker community in Singapore, right, for Singaporeans. And I don't think it's just in Singapore, I think it's probably across the world, but in Singapore for sure, it has raised the visibility. I think in the past, because you were so far away in your dormitories, and we only see you when you are at your work site, and if the work site is covered up, then I think the locals don't have that many opportunities. But I think what has happened in the dormitories with the outbreak, right, with the disease spread, has given many Singaporeans the reason to ponder, to pause, and to really come to acknowledge and appreciate, right, in a way that I think has never been more visible, right, in the history of Singapore, since we've welcomed migrant brothers onto our shores, migrant brothers and sisters. So that in itself, I think, is a major highlight, that shift, that whole society is coming forward to discuss, the challenges of our migrant workers, both brothers and sisters, and what we can do, both the government, but as well as the society and individuals. And I think that for me has been one of the silver linings of COVID-19, as much as it's been a challenging pandemic and a crisis that we have had to deal with. And I think it shows in the work that we've done at WIMBY that it is not about Singaporeans not wanting to come closer to our migrant brothers and sisters, but is to give them opportunities, to create conditions where local Singaporeans, local residents and Singaporeans and our migrant brothers and sisters can find a reason, to know that actually we share similar interests, we share similar hopes, we share similar inspiration, And I think to find that common humanity, right, that is actually the same regardless of the color of our skin, the religion that we believe in, you know, our gender, and the work we do. And I think that for me has been one of the biggest silver linings for me. And I'm so happy that this is happening. So let's keep doing what we're doing. And I hope WIMBY will do more to bring locals and migrant brothers and sisters together. So that would be my key takeaway.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this. Definitely, it was very meaningful and insight. And I would like to request Nicole if you wanted to add something. And Ali.
Yeah, actually, I muted myself. I was ready to answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think my takeaway is mostly what Anthea said. Like, I do feel that COVID has allowed us to see a lot of all the wonderful things we can do when we work together and really understand and really listen to what our migrant community wants. So we're really listening to you and taking your input rather than just doing things for you, understanding and respecting your wants and your needs. And I think it's also really important that we talk about some of the difficult things. So I see part of the question says what felt missing, and I think a lot more of what we can continue to work on, and what a lot of my migrant friends have mentioned is that they do still want to talk about mental health and what's been going on for you during this time, and how that continues even though some of the situation might be a bit better now because you can go to RCs. It's not enough. We understand that there's still so much restriction and so much movement control that does take a toll on your mental health, and we would love to work together to help to understand this a bit better and give you a chance to speak more and share your stories more. And to answer the question further, I don't think there's really a new approach to connect the community, but I do think that what we've seen is that when we all work together as a whole, as all our different organizations, all the NGOs, our migrant brothers and Singaporeans all together, when we connect all the communities into one big powerful group, we can do so much together that would hopefully help to power change. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Ellie, if you wanted to add something, over to you.
Yeah, sure. I think one thing that I want to emphasize on, build up upon on what Anthea said was how actually the pandemic. I mean, like the pandemic that clearly does not discriminate anyone, no matter your social class, your race, your gender, can get COVID, and that idea itself just makes us realize that all of us are actually equal despite our differences, and COVID has really shown us that we have a lot more in common than what we actually think, like than what we actually thought or told by people. And something that we can, and with regard to the approach, like I do agree with Nicole that, you know, the how we can move forward is a huge community effort, but also we can start from ourselves, like start with by talking to other people about migrant worker issues in Singapore. Start by doing that, and that will help bit by bit to contribute to the visibility of migrant workers and migrant worker issues in Singapore. So ultimately it starts with the self, but also so bit by bit it will create this huge community effort that will hopefully move Singapore towards a more integrated society.
True. Thank you so much. I really feel the same way as well. And I just wanted to share that, recap some of the things to all the audience that, what Singapore government did over this pandemic. Many of you has, enjoyed the 5-star hotel, and many of you has posted in the Facebook that you never got a chance to live in 5-star hotel, even the cruise that you enjoy. So many things that we have got. I mean, COVID was very challenging, but in a many way COVID was a blessing to us. I know we don't really wanted to say thanks to COVID, but yes, thanks to COVID that you make us believe that we are able to do that. And especially we did many things, but one of the things that key takeaway that just now the audience was asking, I believe the collaboration that we did it, we made it. Many of this organization step up, and we didn't know in the past before the COVID that we were able to collaborate. We can work together and actually step up. And this is this 21st year show is just example of the collaboration that what we have been doing. And I believe strongly that this will be continue. And this really help us a lot to know each other, to collaborate each other, to understand each other, to feel each other, and definitely we'll continue that. Thank you. So I can see many of the audience actually had joined. Most of them has actually given love sign. Some of them has given thank you so much for joining us. Thank you Wimby, thank you Madam Anthea, thank you Nicole, Willie. I mean, many of them actually has given the most of them as love message and thank you and appreciation. So thank you so much, all of you. So our show is almost closer to the end. So I'll be asking actually few questions before we end. So my first question to Madam Anthea on, if you can share what is the future plan of Wimby? Over to you.
Thank you, Nas. Yeah, that's a really big question. And given that we're coming close to the end of the show, I think I would just say that, in terms of what we hope to see, and much of which I think Nicole and Ellie had already alluded to and actually gave some parts of that earlier in their sharing. I think we want to see more of us working with you and not for you. Right. The idea for Wimby was never about us, doing this work for our migrant workers, our migrant brothers and sisters, but we want to do this with you. And that's very important because we are not the change makers. You are also the change makers, right? We are going to make this change together. And I think the future plan of Wimby will continue to take that direction. And I think Nicole mentioned that it's always going to be based on collaboration. We're going to listen to you and know what you need. What are your challenges? Like some of the points that Sakib raised, which were very good points. And then we look at how together we can solve this challenges with you, not for you. And I think that's what I would like to see for sure. I think the other thing is also just wanted to share that, and Yen has been such a huge help. When we started Wimby, we started with welcome notes, right? We got Singaporeans to write notes because we couldn't meet all of you who had to stay in the dormitories, and the way to get to you was to write notes. And I hope that in some way, we continue that communication. We get more and more Singaporeans who may not be able to join some of our activities for different reasons to still be able to connect with our migrant brothers and sisters, right? And I would definitely love to see that Wimby can continue to provide that opportunity for all of us to come together. And I think, there might be some surprises in how Wimby will turn about, but I think Wimby wants to also be different in the sense that, we want to not only focus on migrant brothers and sisters, we also really want to focus on our local residents, right? We don't want it to just be about the local residents doing things for the migrant brothers and sisters. We also want to see how our migrant brothers and sisters can also do things with and for our local residents as well, right? So that it becomes a two-way street. And I think that I think it's a very unique thing about Wimby, that it's not just Singaporeans, wanting to do something for migrant brothers and sisters. I think that's how we can become a family. It's when we do things for each other. So that's my hope for Wimby in the future. So stay tuned, join us, and we wanna create the future with you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Madam.
That would be me. Over to.
Yes, I'm sure many of our audience are watching us and they are enjoying and they really believe same way that you do. And they also hope that Wimby is going to actually help us to connect local as well as my migrant brothers and sisters together in one single platform. I would like to go back to again Nicole. Nicole, if you can share some of your experience, how Singaporean actually feel about this Wimby initiative, and how it was supportive. If you can share some of your experience. Over to Nicole.
Oh, thank you, Nazmo. Yeah, that's a really good question. I think it's been quite Nice, because I think from COVID, we've actually seen that a lot of Singaporeans are very eager to help, support, or to interact and get to know our migrant brothers better. And I do believe that WIMBY is hopefully providing that platform to do so. And so we've gotten quite a positive reaction from other Singaporeans, especially those who have come for our events. I do think they've really enjoyed making friends with our migrant brothers and actually building a real relationship there. I know that some of our volunteers have a WhatsApp chat group that they constantly check in with the migrant friends that they've met at the different events. And I think that's really nice. And it's a good way as well for us to understand more daily thoughts that our migrant friends might have. Like, for example, Sakib had such a great idea that he shared with us just now and thoughts. And it's good for us to hear that often and to get a lot of feedback as well. I do think that generally the feedback has been good. And I would love if we could reach out to more Singaporeans as well and to expand the people who get to come for our events, because I think now we know a lot of people, younger people, especially around our age, are very excited to come for these events. We want also even younger individuals or older individuals like to join our events as well and also get to experience and build these friendships. And I hope that that will come up with even more positive experiences for everybody. Yeah. Thank you.
Sure, definitely. Thank you so much for sharing this, Nicole. And audience who are actually watching us, যারা আমাদের সাথে দেখছেন এই মুহূর্তে লাইভে, আপনারা যদি জানতে চান উইম্বি সম্বন্ধে, definitely you can search on the Google, but you can also search on the Facebook page, and please like the Facebook page, Wimby Facebook page, so that you get to know all those latest activities and update. And if you wanted to join the next karaoke show, definitely you should keep watching Wimby Facebook page. So next, I would like to go back to Eli. Eli, if you can actually share, some of your experience, especially how, Wimby was able to help, able to drive different initiatives, and how migrant communities feel about those initiatives. Over to Eli.
We have been receiving a lot of positive feedback and a lot of support from the migrant community regarding our initiatives, actually. Like, even if they didn't manage to participate in the actual event itself, but every time that we put up social media posts, say on our Facebook and Instagram, the migrant worker community have always been very supportive, liking the post or sharing the post in their social media and commenting itself. And that really makes us feel very heartened to see that you guys are so supportive of our initiatives. And that also makes us want to create better events in the future that are more suitable for migrant workers, especially when there are a lot of considerations that we always take in mind. And with each of these feedback, we really do appreciate. We always try to keep them in mind when planning the next event. And the migrant workers generally really like talking about their personal lives, and that's something that Singaporeans and local residents are also very interested in. And at a lot of our events, there's a lot of cultural exchanges. So we do get to learn about each other through these kinds of interactions. So that's really illuminating on its own. And overall, like for both Singaporeans and migrant workers, the feedback has been very, very positive for our events.
Thank you so much, Ali. I'm really happy and very excited actually to join to Wimby, a future initiative as well. But I would like to also suggest, if possible, Wimby, please organize some session like watching the movie at the theater together with migrant brothers and Singaporean, and maybe do a family day, especially eating competition. I really love that, because even I lose, the food I enjoy, so I don't lose anything. So I hope that, especially dessert, I love the sweet. Most of our Bangladeshi brothers, they really love the sweet. Because we are born in Bangladesh, so eating competition, especially dessert or sweets, and in Bangladesh we have so many varieties of the sweets. I love that. And I can see many of the audience actually enjoying our show and commenters. Thank you so much, all those audience. Without further delay, we are almost end our show, so we'd like to go back to all our panelists, to share the few words, because there is almost 200 plus audience actually watching us, almost 1 hour plus. If you can share a few words. First, I would like to request Madam Anthea Ong. Over to you.
Thank you, Nat. I love your ideas, by the way. We definitely should do that. And I think as we open up a bit more, we definitely, the theater idea is wonderful, but the eating competition, man, that's a gem of an idea, Nasmo. We definitely should try to do that with safe distancing measures in place. But well done. I love those ideas. So thank you so much. Migrant brothers and sisters all around the world, thank you for tuning in and sharing your evening or your whatever part of the day with us. Today, I'm so grateful to be invited to this panel by 24 Asia and to be doing this with my teammates, Nicole and Ellie. We hope that we can continue this collaboration, but also the connection and the friendship with all of you. So come to our website, come to our Facebook, keep in contact with us. And just want to once again thank you all for your hard work. But not just hard work, but also heart work, right? You work from your heart and you do this for your family back home. And so thank you all for that. We in Singapore were so grateful for your contribution to the country that we have become. And we know that you have played a huge, huge part in who Singapore is today. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Take care, be safe, and stay well.
Thank you so much, Madam Anthea Ong. And looking forward actually. So now I would like to request Nicole. Nicole, there's lots of audience actually watching us live and will be watching us later as well. If you can share a few words to them. Nicole, over to you.
Thank you, Nazmo. Yeah, I think I just want to echo Anthea. I think we are really excited for all the connections we've made and all the connections we will hopefully continue to make as we continue to work together towards building a more welcoming society and integrating all of us together. I really hope that we get a lot more chances to interact and that we get to do a lot of these activities that you suggest. This is why WIMBY thinks it's so important to talk and work with our migrant brothers, because you come up with such great ideas that we know will be applicable to you as well, not just what Singaporeans want to do all the time, right? I think that's very, very important. And I do hope that we continue to work together and that we will continue to have a great time together. Yeah, thank you so much for inviting us. I think we all had a really great time on this show.
Thank you so much. Really, I appreciate it. Uli, now I'd like to request, if you can share a few words to audience who are actually watching us. Over to Eli.
Sure, yeah. I'm really honored to be on this panel with the rest of my teammates from WIMBY. So thank you so much, 24 Asia, for organizing this. And also especially to Sakib and Ian for sharing your, and Naz especially, like for sharing your genuine thoughts, because we do think that it's very important that you be honest with us. And so that really helps us to organize some even more exciting activities in the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, actually, as well. We lost Ian actually because of the internet and connectivity issue. We hope to bring Ian again, once he's back, or maybe in the future show. So now I'd like to request Sakib. Lots of audience are actually watching us. If you can actually share a few words for audience. Over to Sakib.
Thank you, Naz. First of all, for all my audience, thank you very much for being with us and listening us. First of all, thank you 24 Asia for arranging such a meaningful program where I can say that where Singaporean and migrant brothers, the barrier has broke and we become collaborate each other and we trying to know each other through this. Thank you very much 24 Asia, and thank you very much WIMBY family for giving us this vulnerable time. Thank you, Anthea ma'am, how you started this idea, come out with WIMBY family and trying to help migrant brothers. And thank you, Nicole and Ellie, for your all initiative that you are doing. You are guys doing great job for us, and we are really blessed to have all of you with us. And we are looking forward to have more collaboration and more understanding each other. Thank you very much.
Definitely. Thank you to all those audience who are actually watching us, joining us, and thank you. We are looking forward to see you in future the WIMBY collaboration as well. And not only just WIMBY collaboration. If you are doing something from your side, from your own interest group, please feel free to invite all our panelists. They are very, very, VIP. They can, share lots of idea, experience, and definitely, just now they were in the karaoke show, so they know how to sing well, So please feel free to invite them, and, definitely it will be very much interesting, and, it will be very much collaborative. And again, we have learned so many things during the COVID, and definitely will continue. And one of the things that again I just wanted to like to share, that the collaboration that have we started, it was never we thought it, but COVID has actually teach us how to do the collaboration, and this collaboration will definitely continue. That's how 24 Asia has been formed, and all our migrant brothers has been supporting and driving it, and we are actually doing this collaboration, and many other agency NGO are also doing the collaboration. So this collaboration effort will be continue, and we'll do more in upcoming days. With that, thank you so much for all the audience and joining us for today's show, and we are looking forward to see you our next show. Thank you so much. Goodbye and good night.
Good night.